I think we got noisy lawnmowers or hedge cutters or whatever the heck's going on. I'm going to walk on the other side of it. And I'm down by the World War II Memorial. This is in between the Washington Monument, okay? And the other side is the Lincoln Memorial, way down there. But it's a nice memorial. We have one to every war we've won or lost. We haven't won many recently, but you know, who's counting? But what I want to talk about is student loan. I mean, there's an article today, or actually yesterday, in the New York Times, and the headline is 30 million. That's how many people are going to take advantage and could get their student loan forgiven under Biden's new program just started a couple days ago. And what this program does is for incomes up to $67,000, you're going to get the whole thing forgiven. That's right. If your income is $67,000 or less, you get it forgiven. Now, the total. What happens is it's called the income-driven payment plan. And that's what they do is say, okay, there's a certain amount of income. If you're making money and you owe student loans, they say you only pay a portion of what you can after living expenses. So for a family of four, they say living expenses is $67,000. So after $67,000, you only pay 5% of what you have over that. So let's say instead of $67,000, you make $68,000. So that's $1,000 after the $67,000. That means you pay 5% of that, and that's $50 a month. Is that right? And that's all you pay. And you do that for 10 or 20 years, and then it's all forgiven. But if it's under $67,000, your payments are zero. Okay, zero payments. And after 20 years, you're ready. Or 10, and it's a little unclear. I kept reading both things. 10 or 20 years, your complete loan is forgiven. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, and 30 million people are going to get that. 30 million. Wow. That's cool. So how do you apply for that? They're all set up. We have members who tell us about how they called up, and by the end of the phone call, they got it all forgiven. So they get zero, you get your payments down to zero. So there's apparently people on the phone that will do that, and you go to StudentAid.gov, okay, StudentAid.gov to get it all forgiven. Ministries of Savannah, when does it start and where do I apply? It started this past week, and you go to StudentAid.gov and look for Contact Us, and there's a bunch of phone numbers you could call to call them. And you wait on hold. So if it takes you 20 minutes on hold, 30, 40, man, somebody gonna forgive 10, 20, 30, or $100,000 or $200,000. You wanna do that. You wanna wait. You know, don't be impatient, you know, because all you're gonna do is be pissed off later when you have to pay that. And all the good stuff takes work in this country. And I think the problem is Google. They tell you it's easy, you know, because everybody's selling you something, they want to tell easy. And they say it's easy as long as you give them money. You don't have money to give them. You're in debt. Don't give people money, okay? You just wait and learn the system yourself. They probably can't get it right for you anyway. I just got a congratulation letter stating that my loan is forgiven fully thanks to Biden Harris. See that? That's a person now. Valerie McKinney just got a letter today from Biden Harris that her loan was forgiven, total forgiveness. See, and that's why if you have a chance, if you get a loan anywhere, you take it from the government first, and then you go with bank. Bank is never going to forgive you. They're trying to make money for their investors. The more money they make, the better they're doing. And the government doesn't work that way. You know, they have a bigger picture in mind, trying to help the community. Nonprofits the same way. That's why if you want to get anything done, see if a government agency does it or a nonprofit agency does it, because that's going to be a better deal. You're less likely to get some gangster from Detroit come and break your legs if you don't pay him off, and you're more likely to get it forgiven. I mean, and that's what happens, for anything like that, because they're here for the community. They're not here. We have two systems here, really, I think, in life. One is capitalism and the other is humanism. And they conflict sometimes. So the human part is more the government and nonprofit organizations. That's why instead of going to, particularly if you don't have money, if you have money, then you could play capitalism. But half this country does not have money to play that game. And so that's why you should not go to Google. You should go to places like findhelp.org and 211.org, and you look for help there instead of Google, because Google will just show you people that want to get money from you so they could pay Google ads. And that's what that's about. And you want to survive. You want to grow in this country. And to do that, you don't give the little money you have away. And that's important to do. And there are options. But see, the options that are free or do things for free don't advertise. So if they don't advertise, how are you going to know? You don't. And that's why I'm trying to educate America that you have options. Options that are free, options that give money and not take money. But you don't know about them because this country runs on marketing, and if they could get money from you, they're going to figure out a way to do that. So that's why if you need help, you want to go 211 and find help. They're both .org, not .com, and look for help. You go to, for anything, you need help for, gas. I looked up for a member. She needed gas money. Yeah, there were 2-3 organizations where she lives that gives out money to pay your gas. How would you know that? You don't. And see, what you want to do too, the other part of this is not just looking for websites to make an application. No, you don't want to do that. I mean, you can if you want, but you're not going to find the good stuff. The good stuff is by talking to people. You talk to those people that have websites, so like those gas people. You would call each one of those and see what they have, because they may or may not be for you, and you'll find out on the phone. And then also what you'll find out on the phone is if it's not for you, they could suggest other people that may be for you. It doesn't work all the time, but that's the best place you're going to go. You're not going to find it by going to Google and putting in money for gas. No, you got people want to lend you money, people in payday loans and all these kind of people are going to be over you like, stink on shit or whatever. There's interesting words to describe that. But that's important. And that's why it's talking to people. We have so many people in your city that are there to help people with financial problems, but you don't know it. Nobody knows it, just a few people. So you have to find those people and ask them, okay, hey, where do I go if I have this kind of problem? And you keep asking and you keep asking. And if that doesn't work, then you keep asking again. We all want to have just one place and solve the problem. And that may help work once in a while, but most likely it won't. So you have to know, what are you going to do when it's harder than you think? Because, see, everybody, even me, I make it, all you do is go to the website and you get the thing about yada, 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 and your problems will be solved, right? And that's, I'm sure, the feeling you get because of my my enthusiasm or whatever. But in reality, it probably won't work that way. So you have to be, it may, but it may not. So you have to be ready to do something more. So if it doesn't work the way you want it, and the way I would like it to work too, it would be great. But in reality, that doesn't work. Like, I remember who was yelling at me today because, why don't you put the websites out? All you have to do is give me the website. All these videos don't make any sense because I don't know where to go. You're right. I don't know either. But I show you where to find out where to go. And that's what you have to do. Because otherwise, I have to charge you tens of thousands of dollars to have something sophisticated enough to tell you where to go in every city for every program. There's millions of programs. I could never do that. And I don't want to charge you thousands. I used to do that. I used to charge $10,000, $20,000 to do this. But I don't want to do that because the people who need this can't afford that. So that's why I want to keep it at $20 so anybody could use this and anybody could find out about it and learn this system. And it's not going to be the way you want it to be because the government doesn't have it the way you want it to be. So for me to take all the stuff the government has on this and put it in the way you would like it, and that's what I would like it too. I'd have to charge thousands of dollars to members, and I don't want to do that. So that's why it's $20, and it's really and it's to teach you how to use this. This is something. It's like teaching you how to drive a car. You need a car to get around in this country. You need a computer to get around in this country, and we learn that it takes a little effort and time or whatever to get it right or whatever. Well, yes, you want to get around in this country financially, you have to know about these programs, and how to use them. And that's what I'm trying to do too with Let's Go Help is show you how to use these programs to get around in this country and use them, because every fat cat, man, they use the hell out of them. This is how millionaires become billionaires, is by using government programs. So when we have half the country can't afford to even pay their bills every month, man, they have to know about these first, and that's what I feel that we should be doing, is just that. And if we charge the thousands of dollars so we have a perfect database for you, it's just knowledge, knowing where it is, how to use it, whatever. That's why, in addition to the websites we have, whatever, you could ask us 100 questions a day. We have training, weekly training, grant training sessions, that are like workshops on how to do this stuff. So you learn from other people. And that's the other thing. You learn from other members. Members tell you how they did it. And that's better than me telling you, hey, I read this and this is there, whatever. Man, you talk to somebody who fought the battle, they'll tell you exactly how it works. Not me, I tell you how it should work. And it probably doesn't, And that's what's great about the members. Now we have a universe of members, the community that is helping each other more than we're helping them. And that's the nicest feeling in the world. So I want to thank everybody out there who is a member now or have been for your help in helping other people, because I see now more long-term. This can stay longer even than me, because I figure, if I have 10, 15 years left, that's a lot. But the government's not going anywhere. I've been studying this stuff for 48 years. Some of the same programs as 48 years ago. That's right. So, they're cutting the grass. And that's it. So, I'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned. Don't forget we have, what is this? Oh, the 30th is the end of, is the application deadline for a free computer. So don't forget that. We should have the names of the August 4th grant winners up in the next day or so. This is just like giving birth. It's so hard. I'm sorry it's taking so long. We're going to have a newer system next month. But next month is coming soon. So we almost have the September 4th is the deadline for the next $1,000 grant giveaway. So make sure you keep applying. Can't win unless you apply. Same thing with the government. It's apply, apply, apply. Now apply that. Oh, but for us, it's Let'sGoHelp.com if you don't know where we are. And in the description, I put Let'sGoHelp.com and the link to the student loan thing, StudentAid.gov. And then the program is called SAVE, S-A-V-E. So if you go to StudentAid.gov, you'll see it right there. Okay? Don't forget, call them and get your student loan forgiven. But it's income determinant, don't forget. But it's up to, for a family of four, up to $67,000. And no matter how much you go over that too, you'll still probably get a lot less if you go in the program.